Wouldn't that be great? 77 degrees right at noontime. If you're hanging out with the family tonight, 82 degrees. I'd say it's dinner on the back deck or patio weather for sure. Low humidity, just going to be a perfect day. Tomorrow, another great one. High of 84. These are the days we live in Minnesota for, no question about it. Let's talk about this. In addition to sick days, Oregon is now going to allow students to take mental health days. Schools are expanding the reasons for excused absences to include mental and behavioral health. Teen activists push for the change in an effort to end the stigma around mental health. Some critics say that they're worried students are going to abuse it. It gives students more excuses to miss school. I wonder about the difference between kind of the conventional phrase mental health day, which I think a lot of people use as an excuse, if you will, to just take a break from work for a day. And then the reality of people who have maybe a mental health challenge or something that they really need a day for. It's an interesting idea, though. Should mental health days be added to the mix? We'd love your feedback on this. If you're watching on Facebook, you can leave a comment on our WCCO Facebook page, and we'll share some of your thoughts in a moment. Breaking news from overseas this morning. Boris Johnson is going to be Britain's next prime minister. He's 55 years old. He did win the vote this morning of the Conservative Party leadership contest. Johnson says as prime minister, he will deliver Brexit. That's been the challenge. And Johnson was a big advocate for the UK pulling out of the EU. He says he will unite the country. He takes over for Theresa May, who will officially resign tomorrow. And from the Queen at Buckingham Palace, this morning, President Donald Trump congratulated Johnson on Twitter. He wrote, "He will be great." For just the third time in recent years, a Minnesota police officer has been indicted, charged for a fatal shooting while on duty. A grand jury indicted Washington County Deputy Brian Crook on manslaughter charges. Crook shot and killed a 23-year-old, Benjamin Evans. He's from Lake Elmo. This happened in April of last year. Evans was killed during a confrontation with deputies. Crook remains free ahead of his first court appearance. Article in the New Yorker magazine raising new questions about the resignation of Minnesota Senator Al Franken. Franken resigned more than a year ago after 8 different women accused him of touching them inappropriately. Franken told the magazine he absolutely regrets stepping down. Article also quotes 7 current and former senators who say they now regret their role in demanding Franken's resignation. A lot of politics at play going on here. To read the full article, go to WCCO.com. For years, we've been told, you want to prevent heart attacks, you want to prevent strokes, aspirin. Take an aspirin a day. New study shows that advice may not be good. The medication may be harmful for some people. Study found 29 million people are taking aspirin, even though they don't have heart disease. Doctors have said it can be useful for heart and stroke patients to prevent blood clotting, but for some people, especially those over the age of 70, it can be harmful. So new research once again giving the advice that I think makes the most sense, right? Check with your doctor and see if it makes sense for you to be on an aspirin regimen. Here's something we don't get to say often enough around here. The Twins beat the Yankees. We hate you, Yankees. You keep destroying us in the playoffs whenever we make it to the playoffs. Yankees, they suck. As big of a headline as that is, it's what happened in the first inning of the game that is getting a lot of buzz. Did you see this? The Twins pulling off a triple play. Ground ball to third, over to second for the force out, and a first in time. It's just the 13th triple play in Minnesota Twins history, and it's the first time ever that has happened at Target Field. Twins said that ball is headed to the team archives. Game ended up being a slugfest. Twins hit 5 homers. Yankees hit 3. Final score was 8-6. Same 2 teams at it again tonight, but this afternoon first, Twins hosting the 2nd annual Nicollet Mall Ball event. Fans invited to step up the plate, grab a stick. This is stick ball, so it's kind of a wiffle ball. You will not be using a Major League Baseball bat like we're seeing in this Rosario hit. You'll have like a thin stick, like a wiffle ball type stick. There will also be ballpark food, live music out there. Twins players will be there too, along with the mayor of Minneapolis and St. Paul. They will square off head to head. All of the fun starts at 11:30. I think the stickball starts right at noon over by IDS. Can you believe this? Vikings rookies go into training camp today. Yep, they won't be going to Mankato. For the second year, they'll be at TCO Performance Center in Eagan. Yes, no overnight in the MSU Mankato dorms anymore. Veterans arrive at camp on Thursday. First team practice that fans can attend is on Friday. How about this story? A 2-year-old Rush City boy, mom and dad kind of setting up for a garage sale. Like, where's our kid? Where's Kenneth? Kenneth Allen hit the road on his toy tractor.
It doesn't go very fast. I could probably walk faster than it goes. Apparently that day it was cruising.
Yeah, cruising at a big old 2 miles an hour. Kenneth puts the pedal to the metal and goes on a joyride to the county fair. Can you blame him? Who doesn't love the Chisago County Fair? His parents called 911. They're like, where's my kid? Chisago County Sergeant saw him over at the fair. He had heard the 911 call, put it together, quickly reconnected Kenneth with his parents. On Saturday, mom and dad did take Kenneth back to the fair. This time, everybody was together. No tractor ride. Pretty funny. Glad it all ended up okay. This is one of the top trending stories online this morning. Sony releasing the first trailer for the Mr. Rogers film, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
That is so good, isn't it? Based on the real-life friendship between Fred Rogers and a journalist. Tom Hanks, a very convincing Mr. Rogers.
So nice.
Film hits theaters this Thanksgiving. I cannot wait to see it. All right, let's get back to today's talker. We are talking about mental health days for students in our school system. Let's bring in WCCO's digital guy, Cole. This is in Oregon. They're adding in mental health days. We definitely have renewed a focus on mental health in our society, thank goodness. But what do we think about students taking specific mental health days?
Yeah, we have a lot of people agreeing with this notion in the comments. We have Cindy saying, I think that mental health days are a very good idea. If you are recovering from a broken leg, they pamper you, telling you to take time off for work. If you have a broken heart, you're expected to fulfill all your obligations, be as efficient and energetic as ever.
Yeah, it's true. That's fair. I mean, but why not just have it be a regular sick day? Why does it need to be a separate thing? I guess that's my question.
And then, yeah, we have Mary saying, couldn't the mental health day fall under a sick day?
It should,
discretion of the parents. Yeah. Then we have Kathy saying, yes, school can be stressful, and it shows kids how to self-care.
Yeah. I think that's important. I always get in this discussion at work because some people like to take a mental health day as a sick day.
Sure.
And I just think, well, just take a vacation day, like if that's what you need.
Personal day or something.
Yeah, if you have a mental health concern.
Sure.
I guess the best thing is by naming it, maybe you give people permission, and maybe that's the most positive thing to come out of it. Interesting idea, though. We need better solutions for mental health in this country. Maybe this is a start. Thank you for hanging out with us here on the 734 from WCCO. This is the time of morning most of the Twin Cities on the go, so that is why we bring you news wherever you're at. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7:34. Until then, be nice to each other on the internet.